Okay, so get this right. It's January 15th, 2025. Bitcoin is like dancing around $97,000.
Wow.
The entire crypto market cap sitting at a mind-blowing $3.36 trillion.
Yeah.
We've got President Trump's second inauguration tomorrow. The CPI numbers are about to drop.
Huge.
And to top it all off, BlackRock's making some pretty bold claims about Bitcoin.
It's a lot.
You've sent me a ton of sources on all this, so let's dive in and see what we should really be paying attention to.
Yeah, it is a fascinating moment, isn't it? All these events kind of converging,
Right.
each with the potential to really, like, shake things up in the crypto world.
Yeah.
Let's start with that $3.36 trillion market cap.
Okay.
Impressive, for sure.
Right.
But remember, DeFi volume is lagging behind, right? At under $7 billion.
Oh, interesting.
That could be a red flag.
Okay, so maybe not all sunshine and roses.
Right.
And then there's the whole Trump inauguration thing.
Yeah.
The Washington Post is saying he's going to sign executive orders on crypto, right?
Mhm.
Trying to roll back some of the Biden administration's policies.
That's right, yeah. The article specifically mentions targeting policies that forced banks to treat crypto as liabilities.
I see.
Trump's team wants to make the U.S. a crypto capital.
Right.
But the question is, like, what actions would actually create that environment?
Yeah, that's the big question.
Right.
So, well, I mean, if you were advising Trump, what would you tell him to focus on?
Oh, well, for starters, clear regulations are key, you know?
Okay.
The crypto world needs straightforward guidelines, right?
Yeah.
For licensing, taxation, and operating businesses.
Makes sense.
That would go a long way towards building confidence and attracting investment.
Yeah, I think investors are really looking for that stability.
For sure.
This whole will he, won't he, uncertainty isn't doing anyone any favor.
Exactly. Predictability breeds confidence.
Hmm.
And remember,
Yeah.
Trump has 100 executive orders planned, right?
Right.
For his first 100 days.
Oh, wow.
That could mean multiple actions directly affecting crypto. So
Oh.
you'll want to keep a close eye on those developments, especially if you're, invested in this space.
All right, noted.
Okay.
Now let's talk about BlackRock.
Okay.
They just came out with this report saying Bitcoin's adoption is happening faster than the internet or mobile phones ever did.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty wild claim.
It certainly grabs your attention.
Yeah.
But if you look closely at how they're drawing that comparison,
Yeah.
it starts to feel a bit misleading.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And it feels like they're cherry-picking data points to make a dramatic statement.
Right.
It's not exactly comparing apples to apples.
Think about it, right?
Okay.
The internet and mobile phones emerged
Yeah.
before the era of social media and viral growth,
Right.
Things spread much faster now.
Right.
Look at platforms like TikTok or ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Their adoption rates dwarf anything we saw back then.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing that makes me raise an eyebrow.
Okay.
BlackRock just launched a Bitcoin ETF in Canada called iBit.
Well,
Is it just me, or does this whole report feel like a marketing ploy to drum up excitement for their new product?
it's certainly a possibility worth considering.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that even when you're dealing with giants like BlackRock,
Right.
it's important to think critically, right?
Yeah.
And look beyond the headlines. They have their own interests, just like everyone else.
Exactly. It's easy to get swept up in the hype,
Right.
especially when you see big names making big claims.
Which is why we're doing this deep dive, right?
Yeah.
To help you cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from the world of finance
Okay.
and talk about something a little more fun.
Right.
Remember NFTs?
Yeah.
Well, Sony's jumping back into the blockchain game
Wow.
with a new platform called Asonium.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
They tried this back in 2023 when NFTs were all the rage,
Right.
but it didn't really take off.
Yeah.
Now they're back for round 2.
It's true, yeah. And this time they're focusing on Ethereum layer 2,
Okay.
which supposedly makes things faster and cheaper.
For sure.
They're saying they already have 14 million users, which is pretty impressive.
That is a lot.
But is this just another flash in the pan?
Yeah.
Or do they have a real shot at making NFTs mainstream?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The NFT landscape has evolved since their first attempt.
Okay.
The focus has shifted away from just digital art, right?
Yeah.
Towards more practical applications.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Think about things like in-game items,
Oh, okay.
event tickets, and even digital identities.
Okay.
Things people can actually use, not just collect, and trade.
Okay, I can see how that could be more appealing to the average person.
Right.
But Sony's still got to convince people that they need these things on the blockchain.
Yeah.
It's a tough sell.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But they do have some advantages, right?
Yeah.
They're a huge brand with a massive reach. And they understand the entertainment industry inside and out.
True. So maybe this time they'll be able to pull it off.
Right.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Speaking of new frontiers, let's talk about Dubai.
Always at the forefront of innovation, aren't they?
Exactly. A company called Token Invest just got a full market license there to launch a real-world asset marketplace.
Wow.
It's the first of its kind.
Really?
And it's a big deal because it shows that tokenization is starting to gain real legitimacy.
It's a significant step.
Yeah.
Tokenization, basically representing real-world assets on the blockchain, has the potential to be huge.
Yeah.
Some estimates say it could be a $10 trillion market by 2030.
Whoa, $10 trillion. That's insane.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah.
How does this actually work with open blockchains? And what about regulation? It all seems a bit messy.
Those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
Tokenization on open blockchains raises complex issues, right?
Right.
Around data privacy, security, and compliance.
Yeah.
Plus, different countries have different approaches to regulation, which can create a lot of uncertainty for businesses and investors.
It sounds like there's still a lot of kinks to work out.
Right.
But hey, maybe Dubai will figure it all out and become the tokenization capital of the world.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
They're definitely making a play for it. And speaking of Dubai, they've also launched a pretty ambitious initiative, right?
Yeah.
To train 1 million people in AI prompt engineering.
The 1 million prompters program, right. I read about that.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing they're really leaning into the future of AI.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
They're essentially betting that prompt engineering will be one of the most valuable skills in the coming years.
And from what I've read, they might be right.
Right.
It's all about learning how to communicate effectively with AI, right?
Yeah.
To get the best possible results from these increasingly powerful tools.
Exactly. It's like learning the language of the future.
And Dubai's trying to make sure its citizens are fluent.
Yeah, they're ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Presidential politics, market movements, new platforms, and even AI training programs.
It's a lot.
But it's all connected, right?
Yeah.
It all points to a future where crypto, blockchain, and AI are deeply intertwined.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
These technologies are converging and reshaping the world as we know it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that brings up an interesting question.
Which is?
If this episode has focused on the big players, governments, corporations, entire countries,
Right.
what does this future look like for the individual? What skills and knowledge will be most valuable in a world where these technologies dominate?
That's a great question to ponder.
Right.
And it's something we can explore further as we dive deeper into these topics.
Exactly.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of crypto, politics, and AI.
It's a lot to keep track of, that's for sure.
It is.
Yeah. We just left off talking about the individual's place in this rapidly changing landscape. Dubai's 1 million prompters initiative, you know?
Right.
It got me thinking,
Yeah.
what skills will be most valuable
Right.
as these technologies become, increasingly integrated into our lives?
You're right. It's a question worth exploring.
Yeah.
And maybe Dubai's onto something with this whole prompt engineering thing.
Yeah.
It seems like understanding how to communicate with AI
Right.
is becoming more and more important.
Absolutely.
It's not
Yeah.
just about learning specific commands or syntax,
Right.
It's about understanding how these AI models work, what their strengths and limitations are,
Okay.
and how to frame your request to get the most meaningful results.
So it's like learning how to speak AI's language,
Exactly.
but also understanding its thought process.
Exactly. It's a blend of technical skill and creative thinking,
Yeah.
You need to be able to break down complex problems into smaller steps that an AI can understand. And you need to be able to anticipate potential pitfalls
Yeah.
and adjust your prompts accordingly.
That sounds like a pretty valuable skill set,
Yeah,
especially as AI becomes more ubiquitous.
it is for sure.
Imagine being able to leverage AI to automate tasks, analyze data,
Yeah,
or even generate creative content.
absolutely.
That could be a game changer for individuals in all sorts of fields.
It could be transformative. Think about a financial analyst who can use AI to sift through mountains of data and identify hidden trends.
Wow. Yeah.
Or a writer who can use AI to brainstorm ideas and overcome writer's block.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Remember, we were also talking about Sony's return to the NFT scene
Right.
with their Asonium platform.
Right.
They're betting big on blockchain technology, even after their first attempt didn't quite pan out.
It's a bold move for sure,
Yeah.
but they seem to have learned from their past mistakes.
Yeah.
This time, they're focusing on usability and practical applications.
Okay.
They're trying to make blockchain technology accessible to a wider audience.
And they're claiming to have 14 million users already,
Yeah.
which is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, it's impressive.
But what are they actually doing differently this time around?
For one, they're emphasizing ease of use. Their platform is designed to be intuitive and user-friendly, even for people who are new to blockchain.
Okay.
They're also focusing on real-world applications for NFTs.
Interesting. Like what?
Think about things like digital tickets for concerts and sporting events, or in-game items for popular video games.
Okay.
Things that people can actually use.
Right, so they're moving away from the purely speculative, collectible aspect of NFTs.
Exactly.
And trying to make them more relevant to everyday life.
Exactly. They're trying to create an ecosystem where creators and fans can connect directly,
Okay.
and where digital assets have real value and utility.
It's an interesting approach, and it'll be fascinating to see if they can pull it off. The blockchain space is still very much in its early stages, you know?
It is, for sure.
And there's a lot of competition out there.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Sony has a few key advantages.
Okay.
They're a global brand with a massive reach.
Right.
They have a deep understanding of the entertainment industry.
Right.
And they're committed to making blockchain technology work for everyone.
Okay, so we've got Dubai training an army of prompt engineers and Sony trying to make NFTs mainstream. What's next on our agenda?
Let's circle back to something we touched on earlier, the tokenization of real-world assets. Remember that Dubai company, Token Invest?
Mm-hmm.
That just got a full market license to launch a real-world asset marketplace.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal.
It was.
It seems like Dubai is really positioning itself as a hub for tokenization, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around what this means for the average person.
It's a concept with massive potential. You know, imagine being able to invest in a fraction of a Picasso painting
Wow.
or a sliver of a Manhattan skyscraper.
Okay.
Tokenization makes it possible to divide ownership of these high-value assets into smaller, more affordable units.
So it's like democratizing access to investments that were previously only available to the ultra-wealthy.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just investments.
Oh, interesting.
Tokenization can also streamline transactions, reduce costs, and increase transparency
Yeah.
in all sorts of industries.
Oh, I mean, now it's starting to click for me.
Good.
But how does this actually work in practice?
It's all about representing real-world assets on a blockchain. Think of it like creating a digital twin
Okay.
for a physical object.
Mm-hmm.
This digital token can then be traded or transferred just like any other cryptocurrency.
So instead of dealing with mountains of paperwork and lengthy processes,
Right.
you can buy, sell, or even fractionalize ownership of valuable assets with a few clicks.
That's the idea, and it's already starting to happen. We're seeing real estate, fine art, and even private company shares being tokenized.
Really?
It's a trend that's likely to accelerate in the coming years.
This is all pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
But I have to ask,
Well,
are there any risks involved?
of course, no new technology is without its risks.
Right.
Security is a major concern. We need to ensure that these tokenized assets are protected from theft and fraud.
Makes sense?
Regulation is another challenge.
Right.
Governments are still trying to figure out how to regulate this space.
Yeah.
And there's always the risk of hype and speculation.
So it's important to be cautious and do your research before diving in.
Absolutely. But the potential rewards are significant.
Okay.
Tokenization has the power to transform how we own, manage, and trade assets. It's a space worth watching closely.
All right, so we've got prompt engineering, NFTs, and tokenization all converging in this brave new world of crypto, blockchain, and AI. It's a lot to take in.
It is, but it's also incredibly exciting.
Right.
We're witnessing a technological revolution that's happening in real time, and it's going to have a profound impact on all of our lives.
So where do we go from here? How do we make sense of all this?
That's the question we'll be exploring in our final segment.
Oh, okay.
We'll be discussing the broader implications of these converging technologies and what it all means for the future of humanity.
Sounds like a fascinating conversation. Can't wait to dive in.
Me too.
Stay tuned, everyone. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah,
We've been unpacking some pretty mind-blowing stuff today,
for sure.
from President Trump's crypto ambitions to BlackRock's bold Bitcoin predictions,
All right.
and even Sony's return to the NFT game.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I think it's time we zoom out
Okay.
and look at the bigger picture.
I agree. We've been focusing on, like, specific companies and initiatives,
Right.
but it's important to remember that these are all part of a much larger trend.
Right.
The convergence of crypto, blockchain, and AI is, like, reshaping the world as we know it.
It's like we're standing on the edge of a technological revolution,
Yeah.
and it's both exciting and a little bit daunting.
It's natural to feel that way. Change can be unsettling,
Yeah.
but it's also an opportunity. An opportunity to create a better future.
So how do we navigate this new landscape?
Yeah.
What skills and knowledge will be most valuable in a world where these technologies, dominate?
That's the million-dollar question,
Right.
and there's no easy answer.
Right.
But I think there are a few key things we can focus on.
Like what?
For starters, we need to develop a strong understanding of these technologies, right?
Okay.
What they are, how they work,
Right.
and what their potential implications are.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean everyone needs to become a blockchain developer or an AI expert.
Right.
But we all need to be informed citizens.
Right.
We need to be able to, like, critically evaluate the claims being made about these technologies
Yeah.
and make informed decisions about how we interact with them.
So education is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about formal education.
Yeah.
right? There are countless resources available,
Yeah.
online and offline.
Ranks.
Books, articles, podcasts, courses, meetups. I mean,
It's true.
the information is out there. We just need to be proactive about seeking it out.
Okay, so knowledge is power.
Right.
But what about skills?
Okay.
What specific skills will be in high demand in this new world?
Technical skills will certainly be valuable. Programming, data analysis, cybersecurity.
Okay.
But equally important are soft skills.
Oh, okay.
Critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, adaptability.
Those are skills that are always in demand, right?
Exactly. But they'll be even more important in a world where the pace of change is accelerating.
Right.
We need to be able to learn new things quickly,
Yeah.
adapt to new situations,
Right.
and think outside the box.
So it's not just about what you know.
Right.
It's about how you learn.
Precisely. The ability to learn is the ultimate superpower in the 21st century.
I like that. The ultimate superpower. So what's the takeaway here?
Okay.
What do you want our listeners to walk away with?
I want them to embrace the future, right?
Yeah.
With a sense of curiosity and optimism,
Okay.
The world is changing, and that's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's an opportunity to create something better,
Yeah.
something more equitable, more sustainable, more fulfilling.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
And it's a message that I think resonates with our listeners.
Right.
They're the kind of people who are always looking to learn and grow,
Right.
who are excited about the possibilities of technology,
Yeah.
and who are committed to making a positive impact on the world.
That's what makes me so optimistic about the future.
Yeah.
We have the tools, we have the knowledge,
Right.
and we have the will to create a better world.
Yeah.
We just need to work together.
Well said. And on that note,
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Aye.
We've covered a lot of ground, but as always, we've only scratched the surface.
There's always more to learn,
Right.
more to explore,
Yeah.
more to discover.
So keep on diving, everyone.
Stay curious.
Stay informed and stay engaged.
The future is in your hands.
Until next time.
Keep on learning.